On today's video, my son Nick and I are out at the camp checking on some game cameras, and we're also going to go over a really safe and really humane way to kill a mouse. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. Well, as you can see, snow has arrived out at the deer camp. And the first game camera that we checked didn't really have a whole lot of activity on it. Here's Nick sweeping off the porch, almost like he's trying out for the Olympic curling team. Alright, so Nick's going to go with the old school hunting hat, and I am going to go with the Michigan Safe Hunters truckers style hat. Alright. Then it was out to the deer blind to check on things out there. Up until this trip, the only big buck that we had on camera was me. Alright guys, I've talked about the Wheel of Death in other videos, right? This bucket style mouse trap. And one thing I wanted to point out to you guys, and I've made this mistake myself, you know, a lot of times guys will put antifreeze into these buckets, right? That way when the mouse falls into the antifreeze and dies, it kind of gets pickled and it won't get stinky, and then of course the antifreeze doesn't freeze. But then what can happen is when you go to clear out this Wheel of Death, okay, when you scoop those mice out of there, if you just throw them in the woods, maybe your dog or your cat might eat that mouse and get sick, possibly die. So you just don't want to throw those antifreeze impregnated mice out in the woods for one of your cats or dogs to eat. One alternative to use an antifreeze that we've come across is to use rum in the mouse trap instead of antifreeze. Now you might say, like, well, rum is too valuable, rum is too expensive just to be putting into a mouse trap, and generally I would agree, right? But there is different levels of rum, okay? Now a lot of times rum is kind of classified as kind of a sailor seagoing type of drink, and the quality of the rum a lot of times is also kind of classified by the level of the seagoing rank of the name of the rum. Like here we've got Admiral Nelson, okay, you know, he's pretty distinguished, and we've got Captain Morgan, right? He's kind of a swashbuckling pirate type guy. You know, these are all levels of seagoing ranks. And then, you know, we've even got this Calypso, you know, this hot pirate chick. Generally speaking, these rums are too expensive, too good to just throw in a mouse trap. But what we came across is this Cabin Boy Larry's spiced rum. Okay, it's basically the cheapest type of rum you can get. As you can see, it looks like it actually comes in a milk carton, you know, but it's actually a rum carton. But this stuff is like, I don't know, I think you can get like a gallon of it. I mean, I know this isn't a gallon, but I think you can get like a gallon of this Cabin Boy Larry's spiced rum for like $1.50. You know, I want to say we paid like 79 cents for this. It's a horrible tasting rum. In fact, you know, and I've mentioned this in other videos, but out here at the camp, we just refer to Cabin Boy Larry's spiced rum as mousetrap rum, you know, because we just pour it in the mousetrap. So we're going to put some Cabin Boy Larry's in here. And remember, guys, if you want a super cool Cabin Boy Larry's spiced rum t-shirt like this one, check out the link below in the description of this video, and that'll hook you up with where to order one. And really, this is a very humane way to kill a mouse, right? Those of you that are not familiar with these bucket traps, you give the mice some kind of ramp, they go up the ramp, they come up here to this spinning wheel, there's some peanut butter on this spinning wheel, and they try to hop on here, eat the peanut butter. Of course the wheel spins and they fall in to the water below, but in our case, it's Cabin Boy Larry's spiced rum. Okay, and then the mouse dies. But the humane thing about using Cabin Boy Larry's is the mouse gets to get a little drunk before he dies, right? So that's kind of a positive. Instead of choking on that antifreeze, mouse gets to get drunk and maybe doesn't feel a thing, you know. And the other good thing about using Cabin Boy Larry's in the bucket mouse trap is when you get the dead mice out of there, you can feel free to just fling them in the woods. Now, very seldom do we have like our domestic pets out here, like, you know, dogs or cats or whatever. But if we did happen to have a dog out here and they did happen to eat a rum impregnated mouse, the worst that's going to happen is they're just going to get a little tipsy, right? No big deal. And, you know, the other thing about that is, you know, maybe a wolf or a coyote comes along, they eat the rum impregnated mouse, they get a little silly, maybe they get a little tipsy, and, you know, maybe they make a little bit of a mistake. And, you know, another good tip, if you're going to use a bucket style trap like this, is to use an ice fishing skimmer to get the mice out of there and kind of fling them into the woods. Okay. For several years, we had one out here at the camp sitting in the woodshed that we always used to skim the mice out of there, and I don't know where it went. I had to bring another one of these from home. I don't know if an ice fisherman came walking by the camp and was like, hey, I really need that skimmer really bad, so they took it. I don't know. It was just hanging in the woodshed. Now it's gone. But anyways, I brought out a new skimmer, so we're all set to go. We're going to set this trap up. And, you know, now we don't have to be as concerned about the dead mice getting eaten by another animal. So there's a couple of bucket trap tips for you guys, okay? Help you out getting rid of those mice, you know, out at your deer camp or maybe even at your house. And also, guys, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. This is Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Hey, thanks for watching and God bless.